Hi, this is Gurjeet from GS Digital Vision. Today I am just going to share with you the two Excel formulas. One is VLOOKUP, another is index match. Index match, actually these are the two formulas, index plus match. When we combine together use to fetch the information from a table, it works very miraculously. So these two formulas are used based on your requirement. These two formulas are used to fetch the information from a table, but in a different way. When to use VLOOKUP and when not to use VLOOKUP, or when to use index match or when not to use index match, you will come to know when I'll show you in this the following my video, that how in what scenario to use different two formulas, because these two formulas are applied in a table on a certain way. When your requirement is fixed, your table columns are fixed, nothing to be changed in the table, then probably you will going to apply VLOOKUP. But if you think in the future the data is going to be changed, the raw heading going to be changed, so most probably you would prefer to use index match, because index match changes while you are changing in the table. Let us go to the Excel table to see in practically how we can use best way these two formulas. Let me first use the VLOOKUP. When we use the VLOOKUP, we it is already obviously in the previous video I have uh, told you that the VLOOKUP always work on left to right. It never just look for right to left. So accordingly I have set the table. So my VLOOKUP is here. This is my VLOOKUP. On what ground I want to fetch the field, the result based on the city, comma. Then I go to my population table. I select the table and make sure whenever you choose the range, select the range, you must lock the range. Otherwise, while using the same range to the other column or rows, it can give you the wrong result. So I always lock the range. I lock it here. Then I get the result from column 2. And from the column 2, I want the exact value. So I put there 0, bracket, then I commit the result. So this is my result state. Actually, in the second column, it is the state of the city. So city, again the city, the state results already here. So if I drag down, this result, my result will be here. It's very simple. This is very neat and clean. But here, the one caveat is here. If I take this formula to the another columns, it does not get the result. Because every time I need to change the column, because first half is sitting in the third column, and the second half sitting in the 1, 2, 3, fourth column, and so on. So I cannot use in that way. Every time if you want to get the result, what I need to, either I should every time change the column number, or instead of putting the number there, I can use the column formula so that I can automatically get the result. So for example, instead of the second column, I want to use the columns. I close the bracket, and my result is the same. Now if I take this next, even then it is not working. Cause why not working this one? Because I have, see here, I have not locked the, make sure before you going to commit the formula or get the result from the formula, you must keep in the mind locking your range or the looking value so that it get you the correct result. Otherwise, it will give you the error. So in this case, I just purposely I did this so that you can understand how I'm just blocking the ranges. Like here, I have to Mumbai from the A column. The base in A column, I have to lock the A column. So A column to lock, I have to lock A, and now I will get the result. So everything is neat and clean. So by using the VLOOKUP, you have to take care of the column from which you are expected to get back the result. So that is most important. So now let us move to the match and index formula, how the match and index formula works. Let us apply this here on this table. I want to first of all get the index from where I need the result. Index. Where is my index? Index is in this table. This is my index. Let me take it away. This is my index. I lock the index. Then again, it is requiring the row. So row means to say based on the row, I want to get the result. So in this case, my row is sitting in the column A. So I use again match function. What is the lookup value? My lookup value is Mumbai. I again lock it on the column side. Then where is the array? From where I get the index for this match? The index for this match is here. I lock it. Then exact value I need it. Then second parameter, it says the column. Where is the column where from you get the result? So again I go to match and index, and I again use the formula match. Then where is the column? I want from the state B column. Here I lock the row. Mean to say row, when I get the result downside, and it row should not go down, it should be fixed there, but column I don't want to fix. So then I need the array from where this data I have to fetch. I go back to my result. This is my array from C to F, row number 1. So I have selected this. I lock it. Then exact value I need it. Commit it. Yeah. So now the result, I got it. So if I drag down to get the result for other fields, let me see if it is working or not. Very nicely, it is working. Now I also need to know, is it working other columns if I copy and paste? No. Let us check the reason. What is the reason? It is not working. If I go through the formula, if you see, the index is okay, match is okay, and okay, that is okay. So if you see here, drag it to the other columns, and we get the result nicely in match and index. Now let us see the difference between VLOOKUP and match index. Although the VLOOKUP you can use in a nested way by using other formulas, but the whole idea here to show in this demonstration then what is the difference between VLOOKUP and the match and index, where they keep the gaps. So sometimes you can use the VLOOKUP is better than index match, or sometimes index match is the better than VLOOKUP. So it depends on the the purpose to get the result from the table. For example, if let's suppose tomorrow, this is very small data, tomorrow additional column comes into say here, if I add additional column in the name of grade, I use here A, B, C. I'm just assuming the grade, this one. If you add the in between the column and here, if you add the grade A, B, C, I drag down, if here is grade A, here is also grade A. So VLOOKUP is, can VLOOKUP fetch the value? No. By simply, if you put the formula, it won't get the result. That is the very big caveat in the VLOOKUP use. But as far as concerned the match index, let us see here, any in between any column. If let's suppose I want to insert here grade, and the same formula I put here. It will automatically come till the end. So this is the one caveat, the big difference between using VLOOKUP and match index. Match index never require anything to be changed. Simply you drag the formula in the beside column, you will get the result. But as far as concerned to the VLOOKUP, it won't get you the result. The whole idea to show is what is the difference between VLOOKUP and the match index. Hope you will understand how we can use the VLOOKUP and where to use VLOOKUP. So many times it required, it depends on the data. As per the requirement, we use both different scenarios. Thank you for watching the video.